morning, good morning. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it. I'm also in the house today, and I'm here joined with my lovely co-host, Miss Bernice Smith. Good morning.
Good morning, Reese. How's it going, lady?
It's going, honey. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. And we are not alone. We got a $1 million moment man in the back, Molly Mall, in the back of the scenes, doing everything, doing what it do. He's here with us today too, so that's good. We got the whole R&B in the house. Yes, good morning.
Yes,
R&B
indeed.
stands for Run Me My Bank,
Huh.
Run Me My Bills.
Don't run me no bills. You can run me the bank, but you can keep the bills. I ain't
Run me
with it.
Hey, we try to catch the bag out here. We try to make it do what it do, so we can make it do what it do. Shoot, that's
That's
what we
it.
trying to do. The main objective of this show is for people to come in, we share our opinions, talk about the hot topic, and of course, gossip, but not gossip. How about that? Spill the tea and tell the news, but really not gossiping because we're not trying to hurt nobody. We're not trying to backbite, and we're not going to say nothing about nobody that we can't say in their face. So, is that really gossip? We're gonna call it
Yeah.
spilling the tea. So that's what we're gonna do today. And it's a platform for you to share your opinions, your ideas, your anything. This is a show for us, by us. You know what I mean? And anybody that would like to get on and participate and talk with us, or actually on show, just hit us a DM at $1 million moments. Molly Mall can make it happen after he interview you strenuously to make sure that make sure that you lit, make sure you're not crazy. Then DJ, I mean that's about to say DJ Molly Ball. I saw. I mean, you're not a DJ, you're a producer. Sorry, Molly. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
But after he
Did you make
interviewed,
it live, Reese?
huh?
Did you make it public? Yeah. I see him coming in. Good morning, Gwen Factor.
Yeah, only the Facebook. I didn't get the chance to go to the YouTube's side and all that. Good morning, Gwen Factor. Good morning, gorgeous. That's what I call all my beautiful
Yes.
women and men.
Gorgeous.
Good morning, even the men. Good morning, gorgeous. That's my new hashtag for 2023. I'm giving it to y'all early. Good morning, DJ
DJ
Slicky
Slicky
Woo
Woo
Boo.
Boo.
Good morning, gorgeous. To DJ Slicky Woo Boo. All righty, Bernice. What is the tea that you got for us this morning?
Okay. I'm going to start off with this story stemming from Florida. So, a 14-year-old boy brutally stabs his mom. He hit her
Mm,
with a frying pan, and he murders her basically, all because she wanted him to clean his room.
mm, mm, mm.
Yes.
Man, them let me tell you what I did to my child. See, I had to tell my child that I was crazy. This is like the third or fourth killing we hear about just this month about the kids going off. The first one was the boy that shot his mama for that RUV, whatever game.
Mhm.
And now this boy gonna hit her with a pan and stab her because she said, clean my room. Let me tell you what I did to my son when he was a little boy. He was about 7 or 8. I went in his room, woke him up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, grabbed him and put him in a headlock. And he was crying, Mama, what did you do? What you doing? I said, I'll kill you, little nigga. I will kill you.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
he was scared of me. And I said, because I'm crazy. And he was scared of that. So for a long time, my child, because he was giving me lip earlier that day, for a long time until he became a teenager, my child had a healthy fear of his parent. Like when I said, Tyree, your room clean, he gave me the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Now he come in from work, he a grown nugget. He a big grown dude. Good. Hey, Tyree. Hey, he give
Yeah.
me attitude now. I think
Yeah.
I may have to refreshen that headlock. I'm going to give me a stun gun. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go buy a stun gun and zap him one good time to remind him that your mother is still crazy.
And but this little boy is definitely he's going to be charged as an adult. He said he stabbed her with a pocket knife and then he beat her with a frying pan until the handle broke. He told detectives that he was upset because his mom was constantly on his case about cleaning his room.
How old was the boy?
14.
Okay, he was a teenager. He was a big boy. And she would have choked him out when he was little. Before he came that big boy, he would have had a healthy fear of his mama. He needed to be getting the frying pan to the damn head. How you gonna hit your mother? This is not video games. They don't understand. It's one and done. You get only one mother, one father. They don't get that. Now, what you gonna do for the rest of your life? You gonna be put in the cell, and they're gonna tell you what to do for the rest of your life. You didn't want to clean your room. You got mad. Now they gonna tell you clean them drawers, clean your room, clean your bunk cell, and you better hope you don't get a celly that want to rape mother killers.
Yeah. Well, thing about that is, I don't really worry about that with my kids. My kids kind of know that I'm off, but it's also a thing of respect. They love their mama, so I don't worry about stuff like that. So yeah, and he was a Caucasian little boy. The next story: a 14-year vegetative woman gives birth in a nursing home.
Oh yeah, because they rape you in the nursing home. So yeah, that's what they do. Because we had an incident where my loved ones being touched inappropriately in the nursing home. So that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Nasty ass orderlies.
Yeah, investigators from the Phoenix police are conducting a search and DNA testing among the male workers of a healthcare facility for allegations of sex abuse. Yeah, she was vegetative she was in a coma for 14 years. Ain't nowhere in the world. And they didn't even know she was pregnant. That people didn't know that she was pregnant. Just one day she started moaning and they was wondering what was wrong with her till they saw the baby coming out.
Is the baby healthy and fine?
The baby is healthy.
Is it a black baby?
They didn't say they didn't say all that. I think that would narrow it down, but yeah. She was in a drowning accident. So she ended up in a coma. So they're investigating it now. But that's crazy. That's why you have to be so careful about putting your family in these places. Okay, and the next story, HUD releases the 2022 annual homeless assessment report. Do you not know that there are over 582,000 people experiencing homelessness on it was on a single night in January of 2022. These 582,000 people homeless. That's ridiculous. We're supposed to be the nation's capital. And they run around spending money on everything but the right thing. And I guarantee you that half of those people are veterans. They done served their country. And now they homeless. Nowhere to go. And people don't want to stay in these shelters. And I understand why, because I've been there. These shelters are horrible. Horrible. People should not have to live the way they do. But, when you seeking shelter, you're going to do what you got to do to stay warm.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. 582,000. I don't know. I was just I'm kind of distraught behind that. I'm like, really? You can build up all these new buildings and all that stuff, but you ain't got no place for your citizens, for your people in your city. I mean, come on. I'm just, it's crazy. But this is, I guess, a good news. I don't know if it's real or not. But they say aggressive leukemia disappears in a 13-year-old girl who was first to receive a new, I don't know what this is, new CRISPR treatment. some kind of treatment that they have, and her leukemia is supposed to be gone, honey. It says in the latest success story, a 13-year-old girl whose leukemia has not responded to other treatment now has no detectable cancer cells. She received a dose of immune cells that were genetically edited to attack the leukemia, a method that has been used with other cancers. So she's supposed to be free of cancer.
So they gave her genetically immune cells. So that means they altering her some kind of way, genetically modifying her structure and DNA. Didn't they do that in Will Smith, I Am Legend? Didn't they do that to treating cancer? Didn't they do
I
that
believe
exact same thing? Let them keep on
I believe
modifying,
so. This
genetically
was
altering people DNA and stuff. You're going to get rid of more than just the cancer. You're going to get rid of their humanity and their soul when they turned into vicious flesh-eating animals. But hey, anything could happen. I'm just
yeah.
saying. I'm
Yes,
just
girl. I
saying.
mean, it's they doing so much these days. You don't know what to trust, and they mess with people. They messing with people. But she's that was in the UK, honey, and I wouldn't be shocked what else comes about, because they're experimenting on people. Period.
Yep, they do a whole lot of experiment. That's where we
Yeah.
get our medicine from, the drugs from. A lot of stuff come from overseas, over countries, and other stuff. So they experimenting on us too. They give us stuff that they know in the long run they're gonna kill us.
Yeah.
But
You got
let's go back to the story about the lady in the coma, because if I'm not mistaken, I heard on another show where they said that in order to make a baby, that the woman have to have an orgasm too. So does that mean if she's in a coma and her mind not telling her, her body's working on her own, did she orgasm?
Well, you got to think about this. Even in cases where women have been raped, their body responds to the actions. She's not dead, she's in a coma. So her body can respond.
But an orgasm, some people think you have to have an orgasm to conceive. I'm here to tell you that's a
You
lie.
don't, you
That's
don't.
a
That's
lie
a
because
that's a lie from the pits
I
of
got my
hell.
son without getting
That's a
an
lie.
orgasm. So
That's a lie from the pits of hell.
that is a
Girl,
lie.
please. I
So,
probably wouldn't have no kids.
that's terrible. I thought I was terrible. You was
Girl,
terrible.
girl, stop.
What are the people saying? Good morning, people. They coming in.
Okay, Gwen said, "Hey, ladies." Gwen said, "If I say what I want to say, they will put me in Facebook jail. Lord have mercy." Molly said,
Say
"That's why
it.
you beat your kids, or they're gonna beat you, but only when they deserve it." Uh, Slicky said, "You need Jesus in jail." Molly says, "4 kids give out the most whippings to these parents." Gwen said, "My kids still fear my ass. That's right. I got a hatchet. Don't play with me." She said, Gwen said, "That happens a lot." Molly said, "Ernest Wiggins, Monty Phoenix, Latrice Cheeks, where my family at?" Oh, they came in. Latrice said, "Hello, everyone. Hello, Ree and Miss." She keep calling me Beatrice, but it's cool. I'm so used to it. Let me see.
It's Bernice. It's
Ernest Wiggins. He
Bernice.
said, "Lady B, my baby." Good morning, E. Kenneth Clark. Over 7,000 are homeless in PG County now. That's just ridiculous, Kenneth. It really is. And they take these people through so much just to get in the shelter. Nigga, I'm homeless. Give me somewhere to lay my head. All that other stuff can come later. And then the crazy part is when you become homeless, especially if you have kids, they ready to snatch your kids from you, ready to throw them in the system. And it's ridiculous. Nene
It-
came in. She said, "Hey, fam, love always." Latrice. Molly said, "Latrice Cheeks sneaking in and out of DC without calling."
Uh-oh. That's
Kenneth said,
personal.
Kenneth
But
says, "Only
Kenneth,
one men's shelter in PG been full to capacity the last 5 years." Yep. And DJ
that's the
Slick.
one off of Addison Road. Was that the one y'all talking about? The one off of Addison Road. I know about that one because I took my son over there one time. I was getting him out of my house to try to teach him a lesson. He didn't even stay there 30 seconds. My mother came right behind me and scooped him up. And I'm like, I'm trying to show him something, but it didn't even work. He stayed with my mother till he begged to come back home. I should have left him over there with her. That'll learn you. But anyway, Kenneth, I want you to come on the show, honey.
Yep, Addison Road. And
Yep.
Molly said, that's a lie. Stop reading from that book, LOL.
What book? He not talking to
I don't know
us.
what book you reading from. I don't know. But we're gonna get it popping with this topic this morning.
Yes.
So we're gonna hear from our black men, our black kings, and they're gonna give us some input on why they feel like black women can't find love.
Bernice, before we get into the show, I want to tell everybody that's in to like and you're doing a wonderful job in commenting, but share it so more people can come in so we can have a bigger audience and a bigger conversation about why black women can't find men. And in this day and age, this is ridiculous.
Hey.
Well, a story that we aired last week about single African-American women looking for good black men. It got a lot of people talking.
We hear from viewers who posted comments on our Facebook page and called the newsroom.
But some of the reaction came from black men who say that the story struck a nerve. Let's go now to WDSU reporter Tiffany Bradley, who has their side.
Many African-American women say there's a shortage of good black men, and that feeling has many crying foul, in particular black men themselves.
They have some great young men out here.
So I headed to the one place black men feel comfortable talking about anything, the barbershop.
A woman is in position to push a man forward.
Here we found a small group of men chatting about relationships.
Even though all the obstacles that we had to overcome, all the stuff from 1980 with dealing with drugs and poverty and lack of education, we're still making it in 2011.
Owner Wilbert Wilson says there is a disproportionate number of black men behind bars, unemployed and lacking education. But he says that doesn't mean good black men are obsolete. Some of his clients agree.
How are you defining a good black man? To me, in my perspective, in my opinion, a good black man is a man that will love you like he loves his daughter.
Wilson says he's a product of epidemic struggles within the African-American community. He sold drugs when he was younger. Then at 34, he met his future wife, Joyce. He was out of work with only a high school education and living at home with his parents.
And I told her that I was in barber school and I was going to be finishing up maybe in 2 more months.
Wilson says his wife took a chance on him.
We've been married 6 years, and my wife worked for me. She used to work for Shell Narco EPA inspector. Now she works at Mr. Chills.
I think
Counselor Kenneth Foy says more black women should take that leap of faith.
A lot of those women have been educated, they got good careers, and I think they have shortened the scope by looking for educated guys.
Now, there are some single black men out there. For instance, Craig Stewart. He says he's still searching for Mrs. Right.
Like my dad told me, he said, you have to meet a woman that's going the same direction you're going. You can help her, she can help you.
And even with a small pool of eligible bachelors, black women are least likely out of all races to date someone who isn't African American. It's something their counterparts usually don't think twice about.
In my mind, it's not the color, it's what this person do to make you happy.
It is most common.
But the marriage counselor we talked to believes for black men, it's more than just black and white.
Sometimes because of the strong will of the African American woman, it come across many times as disrespectful.
On your side, Tiffany Bradley, WDSU News.
Wow.
Yep.
That's terrible. I'm trying to tell y'all that I guess we don't give our black women. My father told me that. My father said if you want to get a good man, he was like, go to the penal system. He said there's a lot of good men in jail and coming out of jail, and apparently if that's true, they may go in one way, then they come out another way. And then we sisters, myself guilty as too. I don't turn my nose up at nobody that been in jail. First of all, I'll date a jailbird. I have and still will. Because people make mistakes and we all get caught up for whatever reason, right? But when a person isn't on your same level mentally, I don't want a person that's not mentally on my level. We could be friends, we could come over, chit chat or whatever, and he could drink up my wine. We could be friends, but we're not on that other level of consciousness. I like men that's smart. That excites me. I like men that's educated because I want to learn. So I like men that can teach me something.
But education doesn't always come with a degree.
I know that.
Many people get education through life lessons. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've dated a man who was in jail, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared a lot of times because I don't know what you did up in that jail. I don't know what guys do in the streets, but I'm like, I don't want to be one of them women say, my man come home and he with me and then he leave me for a dude, but in the same aspect, I think a lot of our women, we see with our eyes and not with we don't listen, we don't pay attention. We just see a physical thing. Oh, he got on this, he got on that. Oh, he looked good. My grandma used to say, everything look good ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take the time to look deeper into a man. Look beyond with the physical, because I'm going to tell you something. I done been with ugly. I done been with good looking. And you find bad dudes in all facets of, whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that because I had to change, my mindset as a Black woman, oh, you got to be tall and you got to be this and you got to be that.
But remember, Nish, you said you've been with ugly. So by you being what you call quote unquote ugly, you did change your mind and it still didn't work, right?
Exactly. So
it don't matter what you look like.
Huh?
So then that means it don't matter
what they look like. You have to look at the heart. That's what I tell people. I said, I respect the janitor just as much as I respect the lawyer because he's working just as hard to provide as that lawyer is. So I'm not judging you according to your income. I'm judging you according to your heart. What are you going to feed my soul? Can you lead me to a place where we're both happy? Can I feed your soul? That's what I'm looking for. The mental and the emotional connection where we bond. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard out here. It really is. And he said that we shouldn't. Women should take a chance. I took a chance. I took a chance more than once.
Every time you date, you're going to be taking a chance. And let me tell you something. He don't have to be coming out of jail for them to do something or be a bad person. So just because you come out of jail don't mean you're a bad person. Exactly. A lot of bad people I know ain't locked up. They out here with us.
They ain't got
So that don't mean that. I truly believe that women, we want to feel protected. We want to make sure that man can help us if need be. This is a true thing. I know a friend, girl that was dating this guy. He was a CVS Photoshop worker. She had a good job in a real estate office, right? She was a settlement processor. So she took a chance on the little dude, helped the little dude get up on his feet and everything, and to make more so they can have together because she wanted to be invested in him. He said, I love you. She said, I love you. They was going to try to have something. She got little dude together, and little dude got his shit together, got a good job, and crapped on her as he flew away. They call that the wounded duck syndrome.
Yeah.
She did all of that fixing because she thought she was going to have a little ugly. She was going to make little ugly, little beautiful.
Yeah.
She did what she had to do, and she did make him a better person, but for someone else.
Yeah, I call them practice wives, But the thing about me is I love to listen to my Black men because I learn so much from them, and that helps me to reevaluate my mindset. You know, some talk stupid, some talk wise. You can learn something from anybody. So, you know, I tend to try to listen. And they often say we listen to respond and not to understand. So that's a lot of what we need to do. We need to try to understand, because we talked about this. A lot of our men have trauma as well, you know, and they out here, a lot of them out here looking for good women. And it seems like we're missing it. We're missing it. How do we go pay? How do we miss good men? How do they miss good women? We have to meet at the fork in the road and say, look, we have to talk about this. And that's why I initially loved Freaky Friday, because it gives us the chance to hear our Black men's heart. You know what I'm saying? And we had to go through the bad to, you know, find the good. So, you know, I think a lot of us are waiting on our good thing, but we have to know that our good thing ain't gonna come. A lot of women ain't gonna come driving a brand new whatever Tesla, and he ain't gonna have a, you know, $200 tennis shoes on. Sometimes we're too visual. We're too visual, and we're looking for something that oftentimes women ain't bringing to the table.
Well, a lot of times, men, when they look when with the women thing too, a lot of men are damaged and don't even know that they're damaged and they need fixing themselves, and they lash out and take it out on the women. So I mean, a lot of people like that, and a lot of men are not going to reach out and say something wrong because they don't even realize or recognize that something is wrong in the pattern and the way things are going. You got to change up your direction or change up the route in which way that you're going. Because if you continue doing the same thing, you keep going this direction and ain't nothing happen, change direction. My grandmother used to say, it's a mighty poor wind that doesn't change. Yeah. Hey, we got some comments.
Molly said he better not drink the wine. Gwen say, I've been to jail, so I don't judge, but I'm not intentionally looking for someone who has been in jail. Amen to that. Molly said, sounds like another book to write, Lil Ugly, written by AM.
Working over that Lil Ugly. Yes.
And Molly said, that part be listening to respond and not to understand. Molly said, them women always know what's wrong with a man, but never with self. Yeah, that's why I said it takes self-examination for both parties. Like I said, I ended a 6-year relationship last year. And what I did understand is, even though I had changed, I couldn't fix that man. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't fix that man, no matter how I tried to feed into him and encourage him and love on him. Because my thing was, and I didn't do this all my life, I have to admit, I said, baby, is there something that you need that I'm not giving you? You know, because I need to know where I'm lacking so that I can address it. You know what I'm saying? But what I realized, I can't fix a broken thing. That's something he has to do within himself. And though he had a big heart and he had a heart of service, there were broken pieces that wasn't bringing our puzzle together. There were missing pieces. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I met my husband, there were broken pieces within me. You know what I'm saying? And I had to address that. Just like he had broken pieces. But what we all have to realize is this. A lot of people are not going to come to you whole. So you have to be willing to work on it together to build each other, because we got to heal each other. And that's part of loving somebody. But we also have to realize, look, I can't fix that. And if they're not willing to address it, then I have to move on, because I can't spend my life trying to put together pieces and you keep It's like dominoes. Somebody get mad and smack it off the board. Ain't nobody going to keep starting over because, you know, you can't accept what is.
Right. You could be, and people can be healed and delivered of stuff, but still broken. Meaning that if the part of the puzzle is missing, that's just going to be a missing part of that puzzle. But that don't mean it still can't be a beautiful picture, you know, in the end of it. Kenneth, what you saying, Kenneth?
He said, I am tired of being told that me being nice is not going to get me anywhere. Why are some black nice guys finishing last in the dating era? Because in my opinion, and this is just Lady B's
I'll
opinion.
date you, Kenneth. Come on, Kenneth. You be my boo.
In my opinion, because these women out here seeking these thugs. They want the dudes in the street life until that street life come to their door. And I mean, because I honestly, I done seen it. He got the main wifey, but he got his side chicks too. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen the drama come about with that. But I don't understand the process, because I want a nice guy. But I also want a guy I know that, like Reese said, I feel protected with. You know what I'm saying? Because even in my marriage, I had to stand up for myself. I'm like, did you just see this dude? You know, I was the aggressor, and I'm like, nah, we ain't rolling like this. I'm not your wife, dude. Don't talk to me like that. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? So it's some of these women just tend to overlook nice guys because they looking for that. I don't know what they think this swag is with these dudes, but I don't need your swag, bro. I need your heart. I need you to reveal your soul, to share yourself with me on the deepest levels. But I realize I have to be that safe place. And I realized I could be that through my ex-husband, because he told me, he said, Stink, you're my safe place. And that had me look at myself and say, okay, well, if I can be a safe place for him, and he's my best friend, my ex-husband, then the next man I meet, I want to be that safe place, but I'm not going to be a place where you can shit. No. You're not going to shit on me and expect me to continue on. Like I heard this woman say, and it was on a play. She said, I allow my husband to make 1,000 mistakes, but I won't allow him to make the same mistake 1,000 times. Because one time is a mistake, 2 times is a choice.
Wow. Let's get into the next video. The video that Bernice shared. And you got to let them know that it was from 2011. Yeah. Dating have came a very, very long way since then.
It's worse now.
Yes, it has come a day. Yes, it is. It's terrible. And it's like you almost scared. I'm single, right? It's like I'm almost scared to meet people. And then then I try to date online. And that's just worse. Do you know that this guy was homeless, right? And I didn't know he was homeless until my friend Tracy, the TMJ, he was like, out there, can't you see that man is homeless? I said, what are you talking about? Because he said he had a car, right? And his conversation, Tracy was like, he's homeless and he's looking for a spot. Because he kept trying to come to my house. And I don't know you. I said, let's meet up at the cafe. No, let me come to your house. Let's come to your house and chill. I bring whatever you need. You can cook. You can do this. I'm like, no. I don't know you, sir. You cannot get in the vicinity of where I live. He's dude from Baltimore. So I asked him, I said, tell me your situation. Situation was he broke up with his ex. She put him out. I said, where you living now? In the motel down there in Baltimore, wherever the people live. And I was like, this nigga homeless. And it's dangerous. And I said, that could have been the homeless killer. That could have been me, his next victim. Yeah. His next whatever.
They had a murderer on one of these dating apps. They call him the Gray Weaver. He was running around murdering women. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories about, this one lady, she talked to this guy for like 3 months and she felt comfortable. So they went out on a date and he was like, come on, let's go back to my place. He murdered her. He raped and murdered this woman. So you have to be so cautious. And I call, and a lot of them, I call booty hunters. I was like, you ain't looking for nothing. You're just looking for some booty. And if you, and I often heard it say that, oh, if she'll lay with me that easy, she'll lay with anybody. I feel the same way about a dude. You coming at me with your penis, hey, how many other women you done offered it to?
Well, that's true. And Bernice, I'm noticing that Kenneth didn't clap back when I say, hey, Kenneth, I'll date you. I'm here. Kenneth, call me. You trying to get on the show, right? You're going to have to do some things, get on the show, bro.
Oh, Lord. I just want a man to be secure in who he is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, and don't be trying to use me for heat in the winter and don't want me to be your shade in the summer. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe a lot of big girls do have low self-esteem, but I ain't one of them, baby. I'm sorry.
Okay, touche, sis, touche. Let's get into this next video that we have.
What is your problem with black women? That's the real question.
Yo, bro, thank you for having this incredibly important conversation, and just thank you for standing on your box despite what some of these clowns are saying. I think a lot of us don't realize that we've been socialized to treat our sisters the way we treat them, right? Everything that we hear, everything that we listen to from the time that we young men, right, is, yo, they're here to please you. Bend them over, do this, do that. And so because our women are objectified, black women in particular, when they cease to please us, when they cease to exist as something that we can get something from, take something from, they become an itch, this, that, and they're easily discarded because we never regarded them as full human beings in the first place. And the saddest part about this is that this kind of behavior, this kind of mentality is rooted in slavery. When they took our women, abused our women, raped our women, and literally objectified black women as those who we can get sexual pleasure from or get children from that we may or may not claim. That's what the slave master did. So when we talk about the behavior of black men and how little regard, how little respect we have for sisters, when we actually identify where that behavior is rooted at, it should terrify us. You talking about flee? We should flee from that, because all we replicating, all we duplicating over and over again is what the slave master did to our families and did to our women. And then there's this third piece, right? As men, our ego is so much of our identity, who we are, what we got, what we've done, right? So for us, the other way that we're socialized and trained is to think about our value as what I have accomplished and what I have done. We don't talk about intrinsic worth and value. We don't talk about just because I exist, just because God made me, I have real intrinsic value. And so as a result, when black women start to thrive, right? Particularly for those of us brothers who may be struggling with work or employment or been through the system or whatever the case is, right? Even those of us who have stuff and have done well can feel incredibly small and insecure once we start to see sisters thrive. And when you look at who's graduating the most from college, when you look at who's having the most success in this country, it is right now currently black women. And so we also got to do an ego check. We're going to have to comb through all that insecurity and lay it to the side and realize that if they are winning, we are winning. Because black women done held the position down that if we winning, if black men are winning, that all of us are winning. They done held us down through everything. And so again, bro, just want to say thank you for lifting us up. We got a real issue around socialization. And if we don't take time to unpack that, we're going to continue to be the dog that's following behind the master telling us what to do. Salute, homie.
Salute, homie. That's right. I mean, he said he kicked a lot of facts. He kicked a lot of knowledge. Unfortunately, it's just half the knowledge, because that's half of the problem. Then you got the other half of the problem. You know, to men that apply to, let it stick. But to men that it don't apply to, then we let it fly if it don't apply. Same goes with the women, because just like men, women can be, hello, am I here? Am I frozen? Oh, okay. Yeah. Just like with the woman thing, men, I see nasty women too. The same way. We're on the same spectrum. We're on the same scale. We don't need to be fighting each other. We need to be loving each other. We need to be coming together. You doctor, get your gardener. You gardener, get your lawyer. You pool boy, get your pool girl. This is somebody out there for everybody. In our own culture, in our own, where we don't have to date outside our race. There are so many eligible, beautiful women outside our race. Hey, if stuff's not working for you in your city, go to another city. Go to another state. I'm getting ready to go down to North Carolina, see who I can find, because I heard they like Sister Big Bone down there in North Carolina. So North Kakalaki, we're going to keep it clapping. Clap, 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 clap. Because I'm going to be down there in March.
Hey.
Win factor.
Hey, to each,
they love thick women.
Hey, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? But right. I love me a black man. I've never been with anything but a black man, and you know,
I've been with other, but it's nothing like my brother. So I mean, I never been intimate with a white guy. I never did that. But I've dated a white guy and I've seen a white penis up close and personal.
Ew.
And let me tell you,
Ew.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I don't mean no disrespect, but you know, I'm just a sister who likes my meat well done.
Well, if I came across one that was nice, but I didn't, you know, the guy that I dated and stuff.
Molly say he just talking to get women to like him. I mean, he may be, because there's a lot of them doing that, but in the same token, that you can find some truth in every lie.
Is there some truth in that, Molly?
Yeah,
what he said, is there some truth?
Because unlike you, Molly, a lot of black men do talk down to women, just like a lot of women. Like I said, having black men that I raised has taught me a lot. You know, they approach a girl, she's like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. I'm like, and my son was walking around in his military uniform, and you know, oh, that's not enough money for me. You ain't rocking the right stuff. You know, stuff like that. And it's ridiculous on both sides. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't trip off that because, like I said, everybody has their preference. But my thing is this: you're not gonna hide me. Like I said, you better get a knife and some butter and be ready to butter these rolls or keep it moving, bro. Because I'm not doing that secret. I'm nobody's secret.
Look what Gwen say. She said the pink penises are not cute. How come I can't see a lot of stuff, but I saw that? Tell me why did it pops up in blue and I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
And it was short enough that I could read it quick enough. Lord have mercy.
Molly says that black woman is the most powerful weapon the white man has. That's if they allow it.
Why are we a weapon? But why are we?
A lot of black women are weapons. Like this feminine movement, don't get it twisted. I believe that women should have, you know, rights and things like that. But the way that they go about it, I done seen some of these feminist pages where I don't need a man. Ain't nothing a man can do for me. Shit, I need you. I love you. You ain't gotta be my man. I need you and I love you. We need
love
you.
my brothers because I got them. I'm raising them a man. So that's so stupid for me to sit up there and say, "Oh, I don't need a man. Can't no man do nothing." And we mothers and we got children. We got male children. So are we telling our sons and our nephews and our cousins, "I don't need you. You can't do nothing for me"?
They're not thinking about that. How they're defaming our
where their fathers at,
how they're breaking them down. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's ridiculous, and I just don't see the point of it. And like I said, even though my father was not a consistent, active part of my life, I valued him. I loved him. We did not have the bond that I wanted, but he still brought something to the table. He was part of the reason why I'm here. And he loved my mom to the day he died. So regardless if they're not together or not, I still valued him. My grandfather was one of the meanest men. He's one of the meanest men I've ever met in my life. But I value him for things he have taught me because, you know, I realized that the way he was the way he was taught. So, you know, my thing is I learned to value brothers. And you might not be the one for me, but there's something about you that I can value and I can appreciate and that I can love. Because, you know, that's just the way I see it. I address my black man. They speak to me, "How you doing, King?" Even if you decide for a moment to sit your crown down and act like a clown, I say, remember who you are. Pick that crown up and straighten it.
But I don't understand why are women a weapon against black men when there's so many black women out there in search and need and want a man. But the black man will go and date out his race 5 times quicker than a black woman will ever do. Why is that then? Is black men saying, "Oh, y'all weaponized. I'm going over here to Becky. Hey, Becky with the good hair. I'm going to date you."
Well,
explain that to me. I think white woman is the white man's weapon against black men because every black man want to have one on their arm. Every big time want to have one on their arm. I can't find me a sister out these millions of sisters. I can't find one. I'm gonna go get Becky Sue. Come on, Becky.
If you listen to the last part of the clip when the psychologist was talking, he was talking about how a lot of men see our strength as I don't want to say intimidation, but a lot of times our strength, but a lot of times our strength comes from having to hold stuff down. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't want to hold nothing down, bro. You want to take the lead? If you can lead me in the right direction, I'm gonna follow you. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna have my own mind and my own thoughts. And a lot of times, you know, I guess
a real man wouldn't feel intimidated by a woman because he'd be like, Dad, that's my woman. She got it on lock. She's strong. Just like a real man, he get a female that's bad, banging in the body. Yeah, that's my woman. That's my woman. He tell it to the world. If you got a strong woman that got your back, that love you, black man, it ain't nothing that she'll do for you. She'll go to the moon and back for you. But you should be like, this my woman. She got it down. She holds me down. But you got to be about something. You can't be a ne'er-do-well. You can't be a dirterer and out there wanting a good woman to hold you down. And that's the problem. That's the breakdown.
But
we get these bums and these dirterers, and we holding them down. They ain't out there looking for no job. They home get. I know a dude that said, my girl work for the government. She a GS-13, and she keeps me in my weed in my bed. Nigga, what is you doing? And you heard me right there, N-word, because that's a straight up nigga right there.
But the thing about it is, it's not our strength that they're intimidated by. I think it's how we present our strength. Because at one point, my strength was coming off as, nigga, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? And a man can get defensive when a woman is coming at him like that. My son said that. He said, Mom, I realized, he said, with my wife and the way she came at me, I was always on guard. And then his girlfriend, he was like, I had to realize when I got with her, she's soft-spoken and she's this. He said, so I had to back away and say, okay, well, I got to treat this situation different. I think it's how we present our strength to men. We can be strong without breaking down our men. And a lot of times women who consider they're strong, I'm strong and blah, 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 and I've been doing this before I met you. Okay, well, we're not talking about your past. We're dealing with the present. We have to be careful how we approach these men because our strength can break down a man. He'd be like, oh, you know, certain things we can say, you know, to make a man feel less than. So I think it's the women who are paying attention. The government has this plan to break down our families. So these women who are, I don't need a man, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm this. Yeah, you may be all that. You may be all that, but God created me for a man. I want a man. I want a man to want me. So we have to be careful in how our characteristics come off in situations regarding our men. And I'm not saying that they don't do the same thing. They have to be careful as well. I feel like I'm a diamond. Treat me as such. You know what I'm saying? But just know that I'm strong enough, babe, that if something go down, I got your back. I'm not that ride or die, but I'm your queen. I'm your backbone. Because I ain't riding and dying and you out here doing foolishness. No. Excuse me.
What is Molly saying? Gotta see. Am
the
I
whole
seeing old messages?
Stop looking at it at one side. That's why I said
That's what I said. That's what
I don't
want to
have. We can't have tunnel vision in this. We can't have tunnel vision because I realize, and I can only speak for me, how the way I grew up, I was taught that, okay, you just take care of your husband and you make sure he good. I wasn't taught about my happiness. I wasn't taught about how I should be treated as a woman. So I had to learn that on my own. I had to learn my value, what I bring to the table. Because when I come to the table, I don't want to be talking about this mine and this yours and this what I brought. This is, excuse me, this is ours. We're doing this together. That's the way it should be. So we're messing up a lot, like I said, with our approach. Like, I got a problem. If a dude approach me wrong, what's up, sexy? You got some big titties. You done. You done. I said, some women may be accepting of that, but I'm not. How about, how you doing? You're beautiful. Or, you know, I find you attractive. But don't come at me like I'm the average female on the streets, because I often tell people, oh, you from DC. I know how them DC women are. I said, baby, I live in DC. DC doesn't represent who I am. I speak for Bernice. So we have to stop that tunnel vision. And like Molly said, we got to look at both sides of the picture because, you know, like I said, self-examination will take you a long way. And I examine myself and I look at myself every day and I'm like, what can I do better? What do I need to improve? And it's not just because I want a man. It's because I want to be better for me. I want to be better for my community. I want to be better for my grandchildren and my children.
Speaking of that, what are we saying and doing for our next generation? What are you telling your daughters or showing your daughters about dating and looking for the right mate for them?
Well, as far as my older daughter, my twins aren't, they're not in that, you know, in that lane yet, but my older daughter, and I had to tell her, you know, because she's a lot like I was. She wants to be loved and she wants that companionship. But I told her, I said, baby, I said, people would treat you how you allow. I said, I want you to recognize what love looks like. And love isn't abusive. Love don't cuss you out and belittle you. Love don't, you know, tell you, well, I can get this other chick. It doesn't work like that. Love should sustain you. Love should bring you that peace. Like when my man walk in the door, I want him to have that peace. You should have that same peace. And I don't, you know, tell her, oh, it's going to be a bed of roses, because you're going to have days where you're going to have a disagreement and all those things. So I teach her value. And like I said, my daughter be 20 next month, Lord's will. And my baby's still a virgin because she learned the value of her body, of her worth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of that because I didn't know that value when I was her age. And I told her, I said, you broke a generational curse, girl. Most of the women in our family were pregnant by 16.
Hey.
And some earlier than that. Yeah. So even though she's going through her struggles, realizing what love is, I continue to, she come to me. We have open conversations about everything because I want her to be able to talk to me and learn from my mistakes so we consistently have these conversations. I said, baby, only pigs go back to slop. When somebody show you your worth to them, walk away.
Walk away. That piggybacks on what we were saying yesterday about toxic people. When the relationship become toxic, walk away. Yeah. It can start off fun and everything, but when it's not fun anymore, or when it comes a challenging, or when you feel like the person is a nag, where you just like, it's time for you to separate while you still friends. You know, I have been left people like, no, this is not working out. You know, we better off as friends.
Yeah.
You know, and that way the friendship sometimes is better than a relationship.
Yeah. Sometimes that's why it's so important to build a friendship
before you do anything else.
Before you do anything else, because you get to learn a person. I'm gonna read these last few comments. It's almost time to wrap this up. DJ Slicky Woo Boo said, beat the booty. I don't know what JF means. She ain't doing her duty. Whatever. Kenneth said, accountability is something I feel we struggle with. And Slicky Woo Boo said he'd be 58 next month. Yeah, so I mean, for me, in closing, I say it's time that we sit down at the table and we talk about this. And we open our minds and hearts to what they're saying.
Am I froze?
No.
Hello?
You're not frozen. I see you moving.
What happened?
I don't know. But in the end, like I said, it's time that we sit down at the table and we talk about this so we can learn what we need, what we lack, you know, because in the end, if we don't come to that table and have this conversation, we're going to be going in circles. It's going to be a continuous cycle.
Bernice, I missed everything that you just said. Did I go out?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, okay. I was just saying in closing, I'm just going to say we need to sit at the table and we need to have these conversations and learn from each other. And like I said, listen to understand, not just to respond. Because if we don't, this is going to be a continuous cycle and we're going to be pointing fingers. So we got to come together, y'all. We got to sit down and we got to have this conversation. Everybody get together to party. Let's get together to sit down and have this conversation and go in with an open mind, not with an argument, not willing to be so argumentative that we miss the whole point or the lesson being taught. Reese?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if I was in and out because I keep freezing up, and you know, what did Kenneth say? This is awesome. Wow.
He said this is awesome. This is an awesome show, and I was watching 2 shows at once. We appreciate you, Kenneth. DJ Slicky say, well, I see y'all on the flip side. One love. Yeah, it's closing time. We appreciate you guys coming in. But this is definitely something I want to do, get us together in one room and have this conversation, because it's time to heal our people. And my saying is, if we don't heal our black men, we kill our black men. So let's uplift our kings and queens and keep it moving.
And Kenneth, I would love to have you on the show, man. Give me a call, 301-633-7099. It's on my profile. Call me, Kenneth, so we can set it up where you can come in and be our special guest on the show.
Yep.
Because I like what you be saying, dude. Well, yeah, you know, I always like what you said anyway. Me and Kenneth used to wrap it up at the station. He was part of a Hannibal show. So Kenneth is a deep brother. I consider him a woke brother as well.
So this has definitely been a good show. We learned a little, you know, but we need to learn a lot more. This is RMB, and we out until next time.
No, we not. One more thing. Okay. We got tonight Taco Tuesdays and Tequilas tonight at Bar 210. Come on, Bernice. Bar 210. Tacos, tequila, and tomfoolery. We got our improv show tonight, and it's free. If you mention my name, it's free.
Meet Reese and Gwen there. Love you guys.
Peace.